Well, hello. Welcome back to Duskfall. I do believe Kim and Co. found a certain someone last week, and will most likely be looking into that today. Time to hop into Discord. Also, a potentially wasted roll, or Ogre's single die that rolled a 6 is just a call for things to come. In a good way.
And we had our good rolls last week.
Yeah. You guys very much did,
Many crit successes.
Well, part of that is learning how to play. You guys are backing each other up. You got that really cool ability, Desmond. So, and you guys are a little more freeform with your stress because of Desmond's other really good ability.
Yeah.
All my abilities are great. That's why
honestly.
awesome.
Being carried by Desmond.
I mean, that's my job. It makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It does indeed very much make sense. On a side note, technically, I do believe he wrote it somewhere, but it was kind of like unconfirmed just to help make things a little bit easier. Well, actually, no, we've all played the game in Monster of the Week and in this game. Not necessarily once you hit veteran status, but like near the end, it says pick a move from another playbook. Theoretically, you can do that with this game. So you could start off as a slide. You could start off as a slide, take one slide skill, and then take only skills from other playbooks and never touch slide again. You can totally do that.
Oh yeah, I meant to pick a skill.
Nice.
It's very complicated because it will take forever. You're looking through 100 different skills, but quite a few. And he said even after, because it says like veteran 3, he literally says the only reason it says that number is because he ran out of room on the character sheet. Doesn't want to be much bigger than that. So you can keep going theoretically, but it's one of those, like, if you have every skill, that's not really fun anymore. So it's more fun to say my character has like X number of skills rather than I have everything and somehow haven't died yet. So just throwing it out there, you can make a fully customized character with whatever skills you think sound cool.
Time to give Desmond like machine gun proficiency or something.
Just cut your arms off. I'm gonna say it. Yeah, cut your arms off. Have Ogre make you some like machine gun arms.
Like what's his face from Final Fantasy?
Yeah, Barrett.
I don't know. I've never played Final Fantasy. Honestly.
Shit, God, I've only played the original. It's been so long. Oh no! See, now I'm like my cred. Yeah, Barrett.
No way.
Bahamut. Yeah, I meant Bahamut. Thanks. Yes, Barrett.
Bahamut.
Barrett.
Sure, I'll turn into Bahamut. I'm fine with that.
Do you want to be a double Barrett though?
Then we can kill the Emperor dude. Or
No. I need my other hand for
Fork
writing.
Oh. Yes, that's it.
Making plans and stuff.
Of course.
I think fork is more important to you.
It could be like a fork and a pen that just like, chick.
It's like a multi-tool.
Yeah, it's like a multi-tool. Yeah, it just turns. Kind of like those, those really cute pens you got in like grade school where you push the color and you get that color. You push the blue button, you get the blue pen.
The ones that always break.
They never work, but they're really cute. You're like, I got 8 colors! And then like it works like twice and then it breaks.
You try to push all of them at the same time and it explodes.
Yup. I had one that was like a crayon. I think it was more of a like colored pencil. And it's like, ooh, push multiple down and draw a rainbow. I was like, sweet, it snapped. I was like, oh, okay. Thanks,
Never
Book Fair.
mind.
Yeah. Curse the Book Fair and all the cool shit they had that never worked.
It was always garbage.
It was always
exploiting
garbage.
children is so much fun though.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
We
we found we are dumb and we will ask to buy everything. And then we give those puppy eyes and the parents are like, I love you. Sure. Just don't show me how horrible this thing is I purchased you.
Like those $20 card packs for Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! I wasted so much money on this.
I don't want to know how much money I waste. I don't want to know how much my mom's money I wasted on Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Same. And Pokemon cards.
Oh yeah, way too much.
I had way too many Pokemon cards.
Yeah, her and
I didn't even have that many, but dear God.
I had a lot. I was really into Yu-Gi-Oh. Anyway, we found a boy, did we not, Kim? All right.
Old lad.
I mean, how long ago did he disappear?
It was a while.
So, I mean, is he still a boy or is he potentially a very young man now?
From all the information you gathered, he was very much a boy. Basically, every time you looked into this, Kim, you discovered more and more and more. The name Orlin isn't too rare, necessarily, but it definitely took a little bit of snooping so that people didn't really know you were onto them. The usual. We want to be careful. And you did eventually find this individual. You discovered that it has been just past 10 years or so. So he's very much a young man by now. And from the whispers that you have heard, it seems that he has indeed joined a gang.
Well, time to talk him over onto our side. Which gang?
Due to his Servosi, lineage, he has decided to join the Silver Nails.
Those are allies, right?
No.
They're
No.
enemies?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure we fucked them over hard.
Of course we
No.
did.
Oh no!
They're in
God
direct.
damn it!
They're in direct competition to the Circle of Flame.
Shit!
But you do know where he is located.
That's gonna make this real hard. So, was I able to find out how ingrained he was? Like, is he like, yeah, Silver Nails, or is he like, it's a place to stay?
I'll put it this way: since he didn't have parents to raise him, they raised him.
Oh. I think you're screwed, Kim.
I'm gonna have to think about this one.
It's over.
However you wish to go about this, or whatever you guys want to actually do this session, as per usual, the table is yours.
What exactly did his mom tell me?
Take care of him, I think.
I believe, basically, to sum it up, they were separated, and she wants to know that her son ended up in a good place and is happy.
Well, if they're enemies, he's not a good place. I mean, maybe a good place for him, but not a good place for me watching him.
Yeah, not necessarily you take care of him.
The Silver Nails are like renowned ghost killers, so he'll probably not be very happy about the fact that his mother turned into a ghost as well.
Well, she passed on though, right?
Correct, yeah.
After you helped her.
Her body was dumped, and she passed on. So no one was able to extract her ghost. She was just down there just feeling not great.
Did I double check for any trinkets on her body?
You did not.
Can we do flashbacks in this game to say that I did?
This game has a literal flashback mechanic, so yes. What precisely were you looking for?
Something that a kid might recognize 10 years later, like a, I don't know, bracelet, necklace.
Yes, we'll say that you found a rather dirty bracelet, but you're able to clean it up by now.
I'm gonna flashback to give her a dirty look.
Hey, the kid has to recognize me somehow. All right. I would like to figure out a way to approach the kid in private and just, hey, I found your mom. She wanted to make sure you were okay.
How do you want to go about that? Are you going to look up by yourself, or?
I mean, I will tell the guys I'm going. It's up to them if they want to come. I'd prefer to do it stealthily.
No, this is definitely a you thing.
Unless that's out of the question.
Nothing's out of the question. You can do anything any way you want. People move about this town. I won't force you guys to get into the nitty gritty. To like completely clarify, if you say, Kim, I want to basically stalk their base until I see who I think is Orlin, wait for him to be in a decent location and like stealth up to him, we can instantly cut to that. There's no reason to build up to it. We can instantly do that.
That is what I wish to do.
As long as it's reasonable, of course. Yeah.
I say this, but at the same time, Desmond is probably paranoid enough that he would try to help her out somehow.
Mr. Uger.
Find out some more information about his daily travels and find out like a safe spot where she can potentially jump on him, so to speak.
I don't think I could really do much to.
Just summon his mom's ghost again.
I don't know if I can do that.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
she's
She
moved
passed
on.
That isn't traumatizing at all.
It's got to put her in the bottle too.
Dear God. We can say that their main base is in Barrowclef, and I believe their main base is the Mustang, I believe. Yes, it's a very large inn called the Mustang. They keep many horses and such there because they are very well known for being horse riders. We will say that is kept in Barrowclef, but as you guys did mention before, they are trying to spread out, and basically, not every, but basically every gang has presence everywhere. It's just they are more prominent in some places than others. You guys being a good example of that. I'll go ahead and drop you guys off here. Butterbridge? Oh, this is adorable.
I see now why the security is tight here.
I mean, it's next to
What do
the
you mean?
energy station thingy and the eel farm.
Yeah, it's got the energy station, a very large market, and a farm.
The Eeleries.
We gotta rob the Eeleries at some point.
I love that word so much. Genta would very much like the Eelery.
It's so good and so bad at the same time.
I've never had an eel before.
Yeah, never had it
You
either.
haven't? Oh, that's
No.
delicious.
I don't even know like where I get one.
I mean, a fish shop, I guess.
I've never seen them sell eel before.
I don't know. I don't think that's a common thing in America.
No, it's very much. I mean, actually, no,
Smoked
yeah.
eel's super common there.
I'm trying to think. There's a ham shop. Yeah, I can't think of a fish shop though.
I don't think that's the same thing.
No,
I mean, you can
Probably
smoke
not.
both of them. It's
you
close enough.
can. You can smoke a lot of things.
No.
Any hoots,
Yes.
as you guys trundle on by Potted Meat Street, what is your approach, Kim? And then obviously Desmond and Ogre are following.
Oh, I'm not actually following.
Okay, well, I mean, relatively close.
I just set up things, I guess.
Okay.
I'm by
And
my
while I'm here, I'm
lonesome.
gonna eat some eel.
Oh, I'm like off in the distance. I'm not like next to her or anything.
Sure. Range support.
Like
Yeah.
just in case, pretty much.
Okay. So you guys are basically in the same zone. I don't believe I've described Barrowcleft before, so I will real quick with what they have here. Barrowcleft is the home of laborers and the overseers of the Ministry of Preservation, as we said. They attend the Radiant Energy Farms of Duskwall. It is a dusty rural district with simple wooden buildings of only 1 or 2 stories and wide dirt roads to accommodate large cargo wagons. The farmers of Barrowcleft are organized into tight-knit family-based clans that are proud of their vital role in the city's welfare and hold themselves apart from the standard city folk across the river. Outsiders are welcome here for honest trade, but are met with cold suspicion otherwise.
All right, well, I'm an outsider.
Indeed.
So, what does his usual schedule seem like?
Considering who they are, we'll say they are relatively busy, which you've come to expect, Kim. So they, of course, hold their horses in high esteem. These guys are also relative, like the size of their game. They're relatively large, as they do indeed provide some tussling with, I'd say, 1 or 2 of the clans you guys have run into. And in terms of his general schedule, you know that, as mentioned before, they are renowned ghost killers, which, to be very clear, is either impossible or incredibly difficult. You can't just stab a ghost. It does not work. The technology required to kill one, just being in one's presence, is enough to basically drive someone crazy. Fortunately, you guys have the ability to at least witness a ghost without instantly losing your mind. You guys have fought one before with your various tactics and such. You guys have the tools that you need, but this is a very, very rare skill. They essentially specialize in this. Obviously, because of this, their enemies do indeed include the Spirit Wardens, because the Spirit Wardens don't want to destroy the ghosts. They want to capture them and repurpose them. The Circle of Flame have their own reasons, as you guys have discovered, for doing things. And of course, the Scavengers are sort of doing their thing on the outside, but the Silvernails are also trying to basically do theirs and take over the land, rather than just kind of scavenge and get what they can. They're trying to take a lot of it back, which is sort of, unfortunately, putting them at odds with both of these clans. So there are some deep issues, unfortunately.
Indeed.
Not many people go to the Lost District. It is basically a death wish. Not many people go to the Deathlands. Once again, it's called that for a reason. And you notice that maybe upon watching them, we'll say that over this time, Kim, you've been asking around. You've been trying to get your boy, and he's been asking around too. Maybe Desmond. You got your lad as well, and he's kind of been like, all right, I'll see what I can find. You know, people tend to get arrested or know a guy who knows a guy. There's a place called Pickle Road. Thought I'd point that out. Funny shit I've ever seen. Right there. Anyway, through your guys' connections, you're able to find this individual. And I'll say, in general, Kim, you don't know too much about him, but you have indeed discovered that he doesn't go out as often as they do, so maybe his role is slightly different.
I feel like I might want to try the direct approach.
This day in particular, you know for a fact that he will be out and about and kind of doing his own thing. This is basically a downtime day for him. So he'll probably be out purchasing things in the market. And he is with a group, but, you know, they will separate, so he will be alone for some time.
All right.
When you stab him.
No.
That's when he dies.
Best way to protect him is to kill him and keep his ghost in a jar, right?
Yeah.
No.
It'll be safe forever.
No one can hurt him.
No.
What do you mean? It's not wrong.
Life is valuable. It won't last forever.
I mean, it'll last forever in the bottle.
You can have his old man
True.
ghost, okay?
What? There's no difference.
I mean, assuming Ogre is alive then.
do you
Oh,
mean?
good point. Sorry, old man.
I live forever.
I'll put myself in a bottle.
Oh, he's gonna become like a lich.
That's the goal.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
He'll become like the train.
Your phylactery can be a jar of mayonnaise.
No, my phylactery is the train.
Oh god, that's horrifying. Nice. Go strain, go strain, go strain.
All right.
Thomas the Tank Ogre.
Hell yes.
Demon train.
Instead of choo choo, it's just ogre going.
Yes.
He actually goes chugga 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 chugga.
If you listen
I
close
think
enough.
I think I like the first one better.
Well, the chugga's got to charge it up a little bit. You got to get there. Yeah. Alrighty. So you want to try to basically find him alone and just full on direct approach?
Yeah, if this is an off day, I think I will casually wander around the markets myself until I spot him.
I won't have you roll anything for that, obviously.
Real quick question.
Yeah.
They haven't seen my face, right? Did the Silvernails see my face?
I do not believe so.
Alright,
You guys have done a
perfect.
pretty good job staying kind of underground. The few folk you have run into, I could be wrong, but I do believe basically all of them were you guys were dressed up as someone else.
Since I'm only going to deliver a message, I'll leave my bare face out there.
The true Kim.
The true Kim. I mean, if he ever does, need to find me, he needs to know what I look like.
Precisely. Essentially, you're gonna, wait for him to shop around, be alone, and just walk up to him.
The direct approach.
That works for me.
Potentially reckless, but that's all right.
You see him perusing not food, but most likely materials for work. He's picking up some rope, maybe some metal clasps, things of that nature. Paying you and everyone around him no mind as he is speaking with the vendor in front of him and sort of just picking things out. The description that you received of him does indeed match, so you know this is the boy. I will say he's either in his early 20s or late teens. You can't necessarily tell, but he's lived a relatively hard life. He has a wiry but strong build. He's about medium height, so he's probably a little taller than you, Kim. And he has very messy gray hair that he's probably trying to keep kept, but unable to do so. And he has blue eyes.
So he looks healthy for Duskfall?
He does look healthy, yes.
Okay.
Yes, he looks healthy and relatively fit.
All right, I'll wander on over as he's finishing his conversation. I'll approach and say, "Are you Orlon?"
He stutters for a moment and kind of slowly turns to you, a open hand, and narrows his eyes, gives you a full checkout, and says, "Who's asking?"
Kim.
I don't know, Kim. What can I do for you?
I met your mother recently. Well, what was left of her, unfortunately.
The Sato smile he was holding just drops, and he doesn't respond. He's just staring at you like, what?
I'll pull out the bracelet.
His eyes only jump to it for a second before he looks back to you and says, "Yeah, probably not her. My mom abandoned me."
Found her in the sewer. Bad condition. Don't know who killed her, but she's been there a while.
He's very much giving you a look of just like, why are you telling me this? He says, you probably have the wrong guy. Sorry, what was it, Kim?
No, I spent a long time looking for you. She wanted me to make sure you're okay. It looks like you're okay.
And he looks himself and says, yeah, I seem to be doing just fine. Not sure it's your business, but...
I made a promise to a woman. Those are important to me.
He slowly nods that, and you can tell he's averting his eyes from the bracelet. He's just looking at you. And then kind of looking around you like, am I being pranked? He looks behind himself real quick, and, you have no allies nearby. There's no one sneaking up. So, well, that's it. You just went to track someone down to tell them that the dead mom that you found in a gutter? You found a bracelet? That's it?
Pretty much. If you ever need anything, just look me up. Triple Triad Clan.
My family takes care of me fine.
I know. I don't like your family.
He scowls at that and actually takes a step towards you and says, and why is that?
Well, your mom was a ghost. They kill ghosts.
We do. We clean the streets up. Clean up the outer districts. What's wrong with that?
Not everyone's a problem.
Not from what I've seen. Ghosts kill people. You go mad at the sight of one.
You haven't met any of those ghosts over in Brightstone, have you? They're not crazy yet. Not every ghost turns out that way.
Well, I've yet to see it. If you can show me a nice ghost that just wants to have, some crumpets and tea, then sure, why not? We can just sit across from a table and just have a little conversation.
Like I said, your mom wanted me to check out that you're fine. Seems like you are, but if you ever need my help, I'm willing to offer it. I will take my TikTok dagger and stab the bracelet on a nearby table and turn away and walk away.
You can tell he's very much like not trying to look at the bracelet. and he goes to just whatever and turn away as you're walking about, and you kind of see like a kid go like, "Ooh, free bracelet," and he like slaps the kid's hand. And out of the corner of your eye, you just see him give this kid a death glare of like, "Don't you touch that." And he takes your knife and looks at it, turns it over in his hand, looks at the bracelet, kind of shoves it in his pocket and hands the kid the knife. And the kid's like, "Ooh, free knife," and like runs off.
I know. The kid's gonna stab himself with that somehow.
All right, mission complete. He's nice and brainwashed.
Not
You didn't
surprising.
leave any names, did you?
Just the clan name.
He asks fully well, knowing that yes, she did.
Oh, and mine, I guess. What? If he needs to find me, then he needs to find me. I didn't tell him where our base is.
Still, you gave him enough.
Eh.
Well, I'll factor it in.
And during this time, what was Ogre doing?
I mean, I was just watching from afar. I was ready to shock him.
Okay.
He was sort of sitting in a tree somewhere,
Pretty much.
making bird noises. Very
I don't know.
bird noises.
I don't know about that.
So you're
You're
just
like, that's a crow noise, right? Yes.
so someone walking by. That's what crows sound like, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, validate
We'll
me,
go with
please. So you're basically just chilling in a tree and like waiting for backup.
that. Pretty much.
Okay. As you're doing that, you see a small child walk by with a knife in his hand, and he's like waving at you. Says, "Look what I found!"
Wow, that's a cool knife.
Can I jump down and steal the knife?
You can't try to take the knife from this kid.
Yes.
Okay. He seems incredibly happy to have it. Just go ahead and roll standard, just risky standard, whatever stat you want to roll. You're jumping down from a tree, so
Finesse.
Watch
probably.
Ogre gets killed by the
no.
kid.
Oh no!
Oh, no. You know, it's a very fitting death, I think.
okay.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's 2 successes. Is this a jinx or
Yes.
Oh no!
now it is.
Please, now it is.
someone was playing Scum and Villainy, which is the space version of this game. They had as many dice as you can possibly get mathematically, and they failed. Only 1s and 3s. It's like, no, how? And it was desperate position. So they're like, oh no. Anyway, I just thought that was funny. And then you spit in that RNG. You go ahead and tell me how you snatch the knife from this kid's hand. As he's like waving it around, trying to show it off.
I'm just gonna like start slowly climbing down the tree, and then like halfway down, I'll like turn around and look at him. And when he kind of stops moving his arm a little bit, so it's easier to grab on a knife, I'll just like leap at him, grab it, and then run away.
Okay.
So
As-
when you say climbing down a tree, do you mean like head first, or are you climbing down normally?
Oh, of course.
Oh God,
That's terrifying.
that's some Silent Hill shit. Okay. God. All right, you.
I don't know what you were expecting from Ogre.
He climbs down the tree like a spider, I guess. I'm trying not to imagine this, or maybe I want to. Anyway, you do that. Notice that it's indeed Kim's knife. All your knives are labeled, right, Kim?
Oh yes.
Okay, well, this one is indeed 100% hers. You sort of saw it from a distance and not really entirely sure how a child got it. You think he nabbed it from the side, but the crowd was pretty thick, so, well, that very much confirms how he nabbed it. And as you do, the kid's like still waving his hand, thinking he has it, because you just sniped this thing, and he's like, Metal Cold, you took my knife!
I just keep running.
This little kid starts like chasing after you, but
I'm 25.
he's way too slow.
Whoa! He's slower than an old man.
I'm not old.
25. Besides, he's also a monkey man, apparently.
Yes.
Good point.
Monkey Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, Ogre's like sliding between people. This kid's like trying to run between legs, and he's like, slow down, you little shit! And he's like trying to like get after you, but Ogre's too fast.
I'm pretending not to know if I do this.
All right, knife achieved. Child's dreams destroyed.
Perfect.
Pretty successful day so far.
Mission accomplished.
He's just preparing him for his life in Duskfall.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like everything else isn't already doing that.
Was that a bad experience? Yeah. Get used to it.
Good.
This was the worst day of my life. No,
So
worst
far.
day of your life so far.
I forgot that's from.
Don't
I
worry,
love
that'll
it.
change.
Simpsons.
Okay. So funny. Alrighty. Now that you've reconvened with Orlin, as I mentioned, he seems to be doing pretty well. What do the three of you want to do?
Walk up and give Kim her knife back.
I didn't just come here for business. I came here for food. What do you expect?
Are we going to eat?
I'm already eating. You can join me.
What are you eating?
Sure, I'll join.
The rat soup?
No, eel.
Excellent.
Wait, rats.
Nearby. Obviously, we eat eel here.
No, I want rat skewers.
I mean,
This place is mostly known for its fish, apparently.
there are indeed rats everywhere, but yeah, there's always
I'll
rats
go skewer my own rat.
imported from around the corner.
Well,
Around the
liver
corner.
riddle.
What y'all do is you just chill in here.
I give Kim her knife back.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, some dumb kid was running around with it.
Yeah, I saw him snatch it.
Oh, well. He was showing it to me when I was in a tree, and I just kind of
Well, then he deserved to lose it.
yoinked it.
I'm probably getting my train permit from the Ministry of Preservation, right?
Partially. In general, you are having to shake far too many hands, Kim, and go to too many locations to get this shit done.
I mean, that's fine,
Yeah.
long-term
Yeah.
I think these
project.
guys are more so specifically if you want to like transport food.
Yeah, so Ministry of Preservation is oversees transportation between cities and the disbursement of food
Well-
over and other vital resources.
So they're probably partly one of those hands I'm shaking because we are going to offer chicken on this train ride.
Correct, yeah.
Obviously, but
Yeah,
we're also gonna transport food.
Since you're going the legal route, the logistics of this, Kim, you're partially realizing the bullshittery of it as getting a train license isn't exactly someone probably anybody has except for the primary, Metro Electro
It's
train.
probably like a document that hasn't been used in like 500 years or something.
Yeah. So half of it is them digging it up. The other half is them looking at you like, do you mean a cart? You mean a train? You're like a train of carts? And you say, no, a train. And they're just like, what the heck? Sure.
I
Go
mean,
for
yes,
it.
a train with carts.
Yeah. So effectively, they are, maybe you can tell they're kind of, giving you the rub, making you talk to a few too many people. Oh, yeah, go talk to this guy. Well, we've never used this, legal route before, or we have, but it was years ago. So yeah, I think technically you have to talk to this guy next, and then technically this guy next. So you're realizing this, well,
That reminds me, I'm gonna need to start a long-term project to set up a shell company.
it's very much politics. It's very much government, and it's just buried in paperwork, basically to annoy you to not do this.
Well, that means that if I market this right, it should be pretty popular because no one's seen it in a while.
Yeah, you're shaking many a hand, we'll say.
Okay. This week's plan was to talk to what's his face in Brightstone, right? Roland Watt.
Oh, you guys want to do a thing for him?
Yeah, in order to fully legally own that platform in Brightstone.
Big quote.
Yes.
Yes.
Big quote.
Big quote
Unquote.
indeed.
Stylish, elitist, shrewd.
No, we can probably steal some paintings from him. It's fine.
That's our specialty, apparently. Even though
Well-
we barely do it.
Yes.
I don't think you can help with this, Ogre, because we're going to have to appear very
Huh?
stylish in front of him.
Excuse you?
I don't know if you can pull it off.
You what?
You fucking what?
He can be the butler. It's fine.
Yes! That's perfect.
I'd rather die.
That's also
We
an
need this
option.
train. You're dying.
Okay, goodbye.
I mean, if you want to become the train, then you definitely have to die.
I say we're putting him in the train, right?
Can that be what I'm working on? A way to put my soul in the train at some point?
A way to make your own soul in a soul vessel without actually dying and without losing control.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'm not going to say no to that.
I mean, in that case, we could talk to the ghosts who haven't lost their minds. See how they managed to do it. Hey, how does this crazy person not become a crazy ghost?
I mean, we would probably have
Wow.
to specifically ask, what's the ones that take over people? Was it vampires?
Yes.
They probably have experience with that.
Actually, how many vampires are in this world? There should be a decent number, right?
I don't think we've seen any yet.
Yeah, I'd say to clarify that, the fantasy side of Duskwall very much exists, but people ignore it for obvious reasons. So I imagine our world, but like we technically know there are like skinwalkers, and we're just choosing to ignore them because the vampires, depending on how they function, aren't are skinwalkers, but they're body snatchers. There we go. That's the better word. They literally jump into your body and they stay long enough to make your soul just rot away until now it's theirs. That's horrifying, and people don't want to think about that.
Hell yeah.
Also, normal folks seeing ghosts and interacting with the ghosts usually just kills them because there's no way to fight back. So it's seeing a ghost is like, oops, there's a ghost. It's like, I'm going to die. So you do not want to run into one. And that is why the institutions exist to both kill them and repurpose them.
Seeing a ghost is how you become a ghost.
Yeah, actually. And that's precisely why they try to remove them as quickly as humanly possible, so that we don't have a chain of ghosts.
That's how the world died. It was COVID except ghosts.
Yes.
Oh no.
Ghost fit?
Sure.
Ecto fit?
All right, remind me, Kim. There was a Duskfall Academy. Was that in Charter Hall?
Excellent question.
Was it the one you went to?
I went to an academy. Yeah, just as I'm an academic.
Just double checking. But at one point you did go to a university, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Duskfall Academy. Does it mean there's only one? Because this whole place is Duskfall.
There are multiple. Just throwing something out there.
So would Duskfall Academy be the main one, or is it? Am I having the freedom to choose which one?
You can choose, but we'll say there's probably only one or two. It's not so much like, oh, yes, the poor kids go to this one, the rich kids go to this one. The rich kids go to all of them because poor people don't get an education here. Poor people don't get food here. So
Good point.
Sounds like real life.
Yeah. So that's kind of how that functions. How do you want to approach him?
Do we know if he does business deals at his extravagant parties?
I mean, that's probably one of the primary reasons he has these parties. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's probably a place for networking at the very least.
I think we need to invite ourselves to one of his extravagant parties.
Oh, that's easy. Do you want like legal inviting ourselves or
I think it just needs to look legal.
I will say, Desmond, you do have your business, and of course you can have a shell company. I will ask you, if you just want this to have basically just a front, just a thing that exists so people think you're doing above board work, this is something, since we're on our 10th session, I think, rather than doing a long-term project, it's not really going to give you too much. We have enough territory, we have enough stuff going on that I think by now, we've already established you have a company, so if you want, you can already have this.
Yeah, sure. I can say that I've like extended that company to be like an actual full-fledged company.
Your company is food, right?
No, my company is just like a thrift shop, basically.
Yeah, it was like a hole-in-the-wall thrift shop.
I sell random stuff.
Because I'm just thinking this describes him as elitist, so I'm thinking we probably want to be at like at a more. I mean,
obviously,
company.
I'm going to make it sound more flourished instead of like saying like I sell umbrellas, massive export-import sales imperium.
I mean, and then we also have our little art dealership. We could use that to make us sound elitist real quick. All right, I think we got.
We just don't say the part where it's illegal.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Do you think they'd look down on bringing my boo?
They shouldn't. He's fairly high class.
All right, I want to bring my boo for that
for
that extra stylist elitism. I'm sure my boo can act just as well as I can.
I mean, that's what he does. I would say that's pretty close to his specialty. Looking pretty and pretending like he likes the person he's talking to.
Yes. Oh, that makes me sound real sad.
I mean,
with you, he's not pretending.
Yeah, he likes you.
At least that's what you think.
That's what I know, bitch.
Wow.
I am making you into a very ugly butler.
Oh, fine. I'm not going. I see how it is. Screw you. I hope you get stabbed. Then I can put you in the jar.
No, come back. I need someone to talk down to make me look extra elitist.
Wow. No, I'm really not going.
She's just squeaking in the background. I love how your mic doesn't pick that up. It picks everything else up.
Okay.
Poor ogre.
Poor old man.
Poor
if only he lived a better life.
Alrighty, so what is our approach to getting to this party?
Front door, obviously.
Desmond
Legal people go through the front door.
Have himself added to the list.
Yeah, obviously.
One way or the other.
Desmond is the owner of this company. Kim, who are you? Why are you allowed to come here?
She's the branch manager.
Yeah.
Okay.
Branch manager and boyfriend.
Enter a stick. Ogre, what do you do?
Consort.
I am depressed because my friends are mean to me. That's what I do.
You can be lead engineer.
Ooh.
No, I'm gonna have to dress him up fabulously. Do you see this canvas? This is the roughest piece of canvas I've ever worked with.
Ever seen a well-dressed engineer?
Yeah, but to say he's engineer. He doesn't need to be like hot.
Oh, he doesn't need to be hot.
He has to
be well dressed.
He just has to look like dead in his eyes. That's it.
All right.
Well, too late. Already there.
Yeah, so easy. Just put him in like a nice suit and don't do anything about his face, and it's fine.
Yeah, way too tired.
All right.
Definitely already there.
There we go.
I will do my best.
I mean, you are a professional, are you not?
Yeah.
All right, then. So this isn't really a score. I'm not really sure how much in terms of rolling for engagement we're actually going to do.
It's going to be rolling sway and consort to have like as many people join in our adventure as possible.
Yeah, so you're...
Crowdsourcing.
Yeah, so it's since you guys are...
Actually, that's a good one. Can we like crowdsource? Have people invest in us? Give us your gold?
I mean, theoretically, yeah.
We might need
Convince
an
me.
actual
Invest in the train.
then, though.
Like, we'll probably acquire a lot of heat as well, because suddenly we are stepping out of the shadows, so to speak, but... Yes,
Can't stay in the shadows
shell
forever.
company.
I will do a general like engagement roll just to kind of see, how things are playing out.
And getting a good feel for his mood before we ask is probably a good idea, too.
Can I do some prep work to find out more about him and, like, I don't know, get in his good races or something?
Sure.
Oh boy.
Bad rolls though, but still
That was
success.
almost really bad.
Yeah, as long as you
Almost.
yes, that first one got you there though. Yeah, as long as you got that 4.
Nah.
So, what precisely do you want to know?
Like, information about what kind of person is he? How can we best get him interested in our business?
Technically, what's placed there, the Kim saw, isn't information you guys have. That's effectively what you guys would get from this role.
Yeah.
So I will indeed echo that. He is a very stylish individual. He's incredibly elitist, so he does indeed look down upon folk. He is very much into the latest fashion, though, and he's always changing his clothes. Sometimes in a single party or meeting, he'll change his clothes like 2 or 3 times because he gets bored of what he's currently wearing. You have no idea what he does with the old clothes, but he will excuse himself for a moment and then have his people quickly dress him. Like, he hires people that can dress and undress quickly so that he can kind of get in and get out. Also mentioned, he is indeed quite shrewd. Sometimes he hosts these parties for one reason and then never actually gets to the point. So he's like, hey, we're announcing this thing. And it's just an excuse to be stupid and party as one does.
Nice.
But yes, I'll say you've also kind of gathered that he's, sort of no bullshit. Desmond, like he likes to talk bullshit, but he has a pretty good nose, only because a lot of people do indeed try to, suck up to him. So he's not stupid. And something else that you do learn is that he actually does indeed have a son who is currently going to Duskwall Academy.
Oh.
Did Kim actually graduate or did she stop?
I feel like I probably stopped due to financial issues. Or perhaps bullying, I don't know.
Yes, but Kim being the one that bullies, right?
No. The way I picture my character is something happened that made her very salty about the whole situation.
Yeah, makes
Is
sense.
that why you bully me?
Potentially.
Like, Desmond's background is also weird like that, so... Like, he used to be high class, and then his dad lost all his money.
That's unfortunate.
It was his own fault, but at the same time, salty.
Yeah, of course. I'll also elaborate slightly on the son. You'll learn that he is, to Google, feckless, which is lacking in initiative or strength of character, irresponsible.
So he's lazy and lazy.
Double
He's
lazy.
Me. I feel personally attacked.
You're not feckless.
You don't know me.
Okay.
You don't know me.
Alrighty, and
I do want to say I was probably there for almost the full graduation. But I want to say I got cut just shy,
sure.
which is why I'm extra bitter.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, realistically, we can say part of that was your run-in with that specific individual. Maybe
Do
that.
you want Desmond
Oh,
to
my enemy?
forge the...
Yeah.
Frenemy.
Do you want Desmond to do something about that and have you officially graduate? Quotation mark official? So that you can say you're his alumni or something?
Yeah, maybe just show off, but I'm probably gonna throw that out once we're done because I wanted to earn it legitimately.
Alrighty. In general, we'll go ahead and roll 4 die there and see our general execution. Survey says
Nice.
we do
Wow.
it. So we start in a controlled position. So moving on in, you are indeed questioned at the door. You can tell this is a rather extravagant party. The reason for this, we're not entirely sure, but Roland seems to be having a good time, as are the rest of his compatriots. The question at the door really only stops you for just a moment, but after you provide the appropriate paperwork, you are indeed allowed in, and effectively the floor is yours. As you look about, you see many haughty folk. Some are drinking, having fun, chit-chatting. Essentially, Everything that we kind of always expect. Not surprising.
The worst kind of people.
Oh, the name of your shell company? Desmond and Co. Acquisitions. I like that. What is our first play here?
Find a bar.
I go see if anyone's gambling.
Is this the kind of party that has gambling going on?
I don't know, but I'm gonna look anyways.
It's gonna be something classy like cards.
For now, I'm basically mingling, and every butler or whatever hell comes by me with food on a plate, I'm picking one off.
And Kim, what are you doing?
I think I'll be wandering around, casually inserting myself into conversations and then casually unserting
All right, excellent.
when I'm bored.
You
Yeah,
can
sure.
walk with me.
How fast do you get bored?
It depends
I
on what
mean-
they're talking about. I am going to try to make myself
Mostly-
smart. Sound smart.
With the kind of feel that Kim is probably going for, she probably looks bored all the time anyway, so...
Very true. So I'm probably flitting around a whole lot. I want to say long enough to leave some sort of
Out
positive
of pure
impression.
preparation, Desmond spent the entire last night preparing Kim with like some buzzwords and random sentences
Ooh,
to make
that'll
her
work.
appear smart.
That'll work.
We'll do something unique for ogres. So as you guys are moving about, you do indeed see various maids and butlers and such, and very nicely dressed folk moving about, handing out samples. Food that you've definitely seen before, but you know is relatively hard to get. Some of it you don't even recognize. You're not sure if it's the way it's prepared, or they've had this imported, or they're just kind of pulling from a top stock. But the fact that they're just handing this to anybody, you don't have to pay for it or anything, is, well, they're definitely rubbing their wealth in your face. There is indeed music being played. There is a band that is dressed entirely in red silks, and they're playing very stringed and brass instruments. It is upbeat, but not to the point where it's distracting. So there's indeed some folk dancing. A lot of people are kind of just bopping their heads along, and they're bouncing between different genres. Mr. Ogre, you don't instantly notice anyone like overtly gambling. There's no like fighting ring. There's no like horse or rat races or anything along those lines. You don't even see a card table. So I'm gonna ask something different of you. I will ask you to roll a stat for me. Go ahead and roll me a survey to basically see if you can see anyone gambling behind the scenes.
Ooh.
No.
Right. So you cannot fail this. Basically, the way I'm treating this is the better you roll, the worse you roll, the less scrupulous the individual is going to be. Maybe you ask about a bit, maybe you ask the wrong individual, but as fortune would happen to land today, how are you asking? How are you looking for the gambling?
Honestly, I don't think I would be asking. I'd just be like looking for a table or something.
Probably then, upon seeing no tables, Ogre, you overhear a conversation. You see two women and a gentleman, and they're sort of whispering to each other, and they're kind of giggling. And you're not really sure what precisely is going on, but you see money exchanging hands. You see one of the women pouting, and then maybe like a minute later, you see the guy going like, oh shit, and he hands money to one of the other women, and they're all kind of laughing at something. And you can tell as they're kind of pointing around the room, they are indeed gambling in some way, but you're not really sure how.
Well, I will walk up and say, hey, what's going on here? What you doing?
They kind of, what? You kind of caught one of them like mid bill pull, and he just stuffs it into his pocket. I'm sorry, sir. I do not believe I have the pleasure of introducing myself. Your name?
The name's Olga.
Ogre. That is a...
Nice and classy. Oh, we should have prepared him with a better name.
Indeed. My name is Steph. Stev.
Stev.
Steve?
It's like
Steve.
Steve, but less.
Exactly.
Steve, but not.
He's only half a Steve, so let me go ahead and make this slightly easier.
That's what I'm going to call him.
Good old Steven.
Yeah.
Steph points to the two ladies. You notice all three of them are actually indeed dressed quite well. He points to the woman next to him, who you notice has red hair, green eyes, and a very nice silken green dress. This here is Mara, and next to her is Vestine. And she is blonde in a blue dress. They both kind of give you a bow, and they're not entirely sure why you approached them, but they're sort of giving you a look of like, is there anything we can do for you, sir? Ogre, it was?
Yeah, it looked like you were doing some sort of gambling over here.
They look to each other and then kind of, I
have no idea what you're talking about.
can't say I have any ideas to what you're speaking of, good sir.
Oh, come on. I saw money being passed around. Let me join.
He goes to object again, but Vasim kind of like from behind Mara, like hits him in the side. And he's like, sure, yes. May I ask what holds your interest in this precisely?
I just like gambling.
Oh, well, just for the fun of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I can't say no to that now, can I? What brings you here to this party precisely? Do you know Mr. Watt?
Not personally.
Ah, of course.
Yeah.
Hereby invite through someone else then.
Yeah, some of my friends are here to talk to him about something.
Oh, most
Brought me
interesting.
along.
Well, I would say most interesting, but the fact that you're, well, currently nosing around looking for gambling, I would assume less than interesting.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
not very interesting.
Maybe not your suit. I very much understand that. And then Vestine kind of pokes him again. He's like, stop doing that. Well, and then she kind of steps forward and says, yes, we were indeed gambling. What suits your fancy precisely?
Just anything.
Anything at all. What do you prefer? I mean, being bored already. Looks like you just walked in and already looking to poke your nose where it doesn't belong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and she sort of turns, and you can tell that they were looking at one of the food lineups. There's various, bits to grab. There's plenty of alcohol, and she says, we're gambling on quite a few different things. And let's just say that, well, we're as bored as you. You sure you're interested?
Of course.
Well, and she turns to look at her two compatriots and turns back to you and says, if you wish to join, you can keep your mouth shut, yes?
Of course.
Excellent. And she smiles widely at that, then points over to the food trays and she says, we've been sneaking, let's say, unmentionables into certain little snacks. And
Ooh.
we're betting whose gets grabbed first. And we're also pointing at various folk in the, well, audience, let's say, who might overindulge. You're more than welcome to tip their elbow, maybe push them into having an extra drink or two. Whoever passes out first. That kind of fun deal. Maybe pukes. Double points for that, actually.
Ooh.
And so speaks up and says, yes, we do indeed get terribly bored at these parties, and, well, stirring up a little mayhem is, let's just say, our little way of keeping things entertaining, yes?
That's understandable.
Indeed. Would you be up for the game, good sir?
Yeah.
Ooh, excellent. We'll put it quite plainly for you. Each of us walk up, one at a time, try to be as, cautious and careful as you possibly can be. Pick the food of your choosing, and, well, when I say various bits, try not to sneak, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what you have on you. We have certain questionably legal powders on us. I wouldn't mind allowing you to borrow one that might force the consumer to an early break to the restroom, yes?
Oh, I think I've messed with some of those before.
Yeah, of course. And then Mara kind of gives a giggle at that and says, she brought those this time.
Perfect.
Yes, so basically you just spruce one up, if you will, and then we take bets on which is grabbed first. It's all quite fun.
All right, well, I guess if you don't mind me borrowing some, I guess I'll go try to do that.
Oh, of course. Here, you can have this one. And she hands you like a little pouch, and she says, you kind of got to wedge it in on the side of it, but they don't notice as long as you're careful.
All right.
She smiles at that. And Mr. Ogre, however you wish to place this in whichever food of your choice, I'll have you roll on that, then I'll kick back to them.
What food is there for me to put it in?
There's plenty. There's like little cream puffs, or there's sweets. There's like little meats wrapped in various vegetables. There's some mushrooms that are stuffed with, it looks like bread and meat and things of that variety. A lot of finger foods you've noticed.
What color is the powder or whatever I'm putting in?
The powder has a slightly yellowish hue to it.
I will put it in the most yellow looking food possible.
All right, excellent. You find some variation of deviled egg that is mixed with a mushroom. Whichever stat you wish to roll to not be seen,
Good luck.
Good luck.
Finesse and Prowler the same way.
That makes okay. I will say this is obviously not a desperate position. The effect doesn't matter quite as much. We'll just say standard. We'll say standard risky makes the most sense to me.
And I will push myself because I don't want to mess this one up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. To be clear, messing this up would be bad.
I believe. Okay.
Same.
Oh, it didn't roll an extra one.
It didn't. Okay, well, throw an extra boy in there.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm glad you said something. Excellent. All right. Good sir, Ogre, you do it. So you sort of sneak this powder into one of these deviled eggs and maybe kind of give him a little twisty turn and mix him around a little bit. And do you take any food with you as you're kind of at this table?
Not the deviled eggs, that's for sure.
Not the deviled egg. Oh my god.
Take some-
Oh god.
Like some cream puffs.
If you failed, you poison one, someone taps your shoulder and you go, oh, I'm sorry. And then you look back and you're like, shit, which one was it? These look pretty good. Take a bite.
Oh no.
Anywho,
Not like this.
you head back. They saw your deft hand from a distance, and Mara's giving you a clap. She seems very impressed, and Stev is nodding along like, good job. And we'll go ahead and cut back to both Kim and Desmond. Are you guys doing anything in particular while you guys are perusing?
Do I see the target?
Yes, Roland is very, very difficult to miss. He's currently wearing a very bright purple suit. What are they called? You know, on most like traditional suits that it has like the neck flap.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like way too large.
How's his mood look?
He looks quite jovial. He's having a good time. He's chatting with a small group of people. He quickly dismisses himself. You've seen him probably bounce from person to person. He's ensuring that he's seen something specific. You notice, Kim and Desmond. I assume you're keeping an eye out for him as well.
Yeah.
So the two of you both notice this quite easy. Won't have you roll. He is. I don't know if this is annoying to watch, but maybe slightly annoying to the people he's around. The way he positions himself in every conversation is to make sure he is not necessarily the center, like literally the center, but he always looks like he's like the head of the proverbial table, if you will. So he's always positioning himself in the party and sort of moving people around him in a way that he is always the most noticeable individual in every group.
Aha.
And you see people like naturally shifting to make sure he is the head, if you will, of every conversation, whether he's talking or not.
We'll keep that in mind for when we approach. How long does he have that outfit on?
Currently, you've only seen him wearing this one. I'd say you guys have been here for not really too long, maybe 10, 15 minutes.
I'm wondering if we should wait until after his next outfit change. How long do these parties usually last?
Depends on his mood. Seems good at the moment, so hours. Sometimes these parties go into the morning, which looks the same as night, so hard to tell, of course.
All right, so then he probably does outfit changes every 3 to 4 hours, potentially.
Approximately.
All right, I will go ahead and approach him. I will make sure to position myself that he looks amazing.
Are you approaching him in one of his current conversations, or are you kind of waiting for him to like move between?
I prefer to get him alone.
He's bouncing between people, so that's not difficult at all. As you move forward, Miss Kim, you sort of bump is the wrong word. But yes, how do you introduce yourself, actually, as he's kind of moving about? You see him finishing up a conversation.
Oh my, I love that outfit. It's spectacular.
He looks down at it like, of course, and then he looks at you and says, well, someone has the golden tongue, then yes.
Good taste.
He looks you up and down. What are you wearing?
A very glamorous, way too expensive for me dress.
Alright, did you steal it?
Excellent
No, it's from
question.
me.
Did you steal it?
It was in my wardrobe, actually.
Okay.
Maybe I had to tailor it to fit, but yes.
Okay.
No,
do
it
you-
was my mother's.
Okay. Was your mother short like me?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I mean, my father.
Wait, that
Brothers
means
not
it's
an absolute
outdated.
unit.
That means it's outdated. Did I need to tweak it to make it
No,
modern?
no, it's not outdated. It's what do you call it?
Retro.
Retro. Retro
Oh.
chic.
Old style comes back.
Yeah, but if it comes back too early, it just looks tacky.
This is timed perfectly. Well, we'll say you guys indeed did your research upon looking into this party. So
I'll have you know, my mother only wears the best dresses.
All right, so it's old school retro,
yeah, exactly.
not that new fake shit that everyone's wearing.
And he looks you up and down. We'll say Roland is approximately maybe in his like mid 40s or so. So he can gives you a look of like, interesting choice in wear. Does Kristoff match you, or is he kind of is he toned down a bit so you're the star?
No, I think he matches me.
Okay.
Maybe slightly more toned down,
as
but
possible.
huh?
Make him as flamboyant as possible so he stands out.
Well, not as possible. Somewhere in the middle. I definitely want him to stick out, but not grab everyone's attention, because that will ruin attention from what's his face.
And he looks both you up and down and says, "Oh, I do enjoy the clothes you decided to bring today. Quite nice, quite nice. You don't see that style every day."
Thank you. I thought it looked interesting.
Indeed, indeed. They say style, and most things are quite circular, so, well, yesterday's fashions will be the fashions of the future, to the appropriate eye, of course. What brings you here to my party, Miss...
Kim.
Kim, it's a pleasure to meet you. And your friend here? And he nods and sort of a short bow and says, Kristoff. It's an absolute pleasure to meet the two of you. And what can I do for you, Miss Kim and Kristoff?
I was hoping we could discuss a little bit of business with you.
Business discussion. Today on a party, though. Is this interesting business?
It's about purchasing a platform for a train. I'm willing to schedule another time if that works better for you.
There's a very plain, shocked look on his face. Of a train? I'm sorry, miss. Did I hear you misspeak? Did you say train?
You heard me correctly.
What corporation do you work for?
Desmond and Co. Acquisitions.
You're not with the Electro Tram?
Nope, no sir.
They're not expanding. And he's thinking to himself, but this isn't you've annoyed me. This is at first, business, how drab. And then now you're going like, you're trying to open your own train. Excuse me, what?
We're looking to create some more opportunities.
He's silent for an uncomfortable amount of time. To the point where you're...
I expected this.
Yeah, you're not sure if he's been insulted, if he has just no interest whatsoever. He motions for you to follow him, and he walks on over to the food bar real quick.
I'll follow.
He grabs one of the stuffed mushrooms.
I was about to say, was that to avoid grabbing the bad stuff? If Ogre screws this up.
Hey, there's no proof that it was me.
Then again, some other food's probably poison too, not just that.
Potentially.
I swear, if you're gonna make me roll every single time I eat something.
Roll 20 times, Desmond.
Not for you, good sir, but you are indeed poking at the food?
Yeah, I mean, every time a butler or something comes by with a plate of food, I'm picking something.
I would honestly just say, just roll me 2 die as just pure fortune for your guys' tier.
Ooh.
Well,
holy shit.
That's a roll.
That's 2 net ones.
That's not great.
Here we go.
Well, you don't grab the egg, as those have been out for some time, but you do grab one of the meats wrapped in something else, and you stuff it into your mouth, and it tastes just fine. No issue. Moving swiftly back to Kim for now. You see him sort of pick something off the plate. Do you grab any food, Kim?
I want to grab something that looks like it's fresh.
Go ahead and basically roll me the same thing, just 2d6. You got a 5. Okay, cool. You are indeed also able to kind of yeah, this looks pretty good. It looks to be like some sort of seafood, similar to a sushi, but not necessarily. It's more so like a barley wheat type thing with a fish on top. And then there's a sprinkling of some unknown spice on top. It is quite nice. A little bit of
Is it a yellow spice?
No, it's not yellow spice.
Thank God.
You're good, yes. And as he sort of fills his plate quickly and begins to take bite after bite, he kind of, ooh, delicious, yes. He kind of pulls the two of you over after excusing a few folk that are trying to get his attention. And he goes, well, speak plainly, Miss Kim. What precisely are we trying to do here?
I'm trying to offer a train transportation, luxury, primarily artsy and an artsy experience with lots of rich foods. Specialty chicken.
You've got your hands on a chicken.
I do.
I won't ask precisely how you did that, but you have enough to...
Never tells her secrets.
Yeah, of course. You have enough to distribute them to the masses, though?
It's a work in progress, but yes, the plan is going according to plan.
Of course. All right, I'll now ask you, Kim, just sort of in general, roll me sway to kind of just see how much leeway we're gonna have with this guy.
Whiskey standard?
Yeah, but you can boost it if you wish. You can add the usuals. But yeah, standard, just risky standard.
Yeah, I'll push myself for an extra.
And he sort of thinks to himself and is like, okay, well, I don't normally like to speak business here at these parties. Well, he looks to various folk on the horizon, if you will, and says, business, more less business, and more so, well, just running my mouth and them running theirs until I get bored of them, and to be entirely honest. But
Same.
no one's approached me with a train, though. We can discuss the particulars later, Miss Kim, but color me interested.
Very well. When are you available?
How can I contact you?
I assume our location has a actual headquarters that we can direct him to, or a phone number. Do they have phones in this place?
No.
How do they contact you then?
Ghost phones.
Letters and such.
All right. Well, then we definitely have an address for a shadow business, right?
If it
Doesn't-
helps, I've probably made business cards
Yeah,
with
would
like
you
all the relevant information.
would you be using your little hole in the wall as kind of like the face of your business, and just say like, oh, we just run like, of course we do our
Probably
business.
not.
Probably not. Okay.
Like, if anything, the biggest building we have currently is the one in 6 Haven, I think. Probably use that one. Like main distribution hall / office or something.
We'll say that has indeed been cleaned up. Your your artsy fartsy guy is there, so
That should be on the business card. So I'll go ahead and give him my business card.
okay. He takes it and gives it a nice look and says, "Oh, the print is quite exquisite, indeed." And he kind of bends it a bit and sees that it's got some heft to it, and he stuffs that into one of his many coat pockets. And looking at you, says, "Well, yes. We'll probably arrange a you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back type situation, as this is, well, indeed a very interesting situation that you're trying to present.
Yes.
I will say, while the canals are completely taken, I've not had anyone request to open the trains. I'm not entirely sure we're going to work the tracks and all that, but
You can leave that to me.
let's just say you've piqued my interest."
Excellent. I look forward to hearing from you.
He smiles and gives you an overly extravagant bow, and without rising his body, he just pops his head up and says, "But of course, Miss Kim, but of course." And then he fully rises and then sort of straightens his jacket, maybe kind of wiggles around a bit and says, "Hey, this has gotten a bit stuffy in here. Do you mind if I excuse myself?"
Go right ahead.
"Of course. I do look forward to doing business with you in the future." And he smirks as you see him turn about and begin to walk up one of these spiral staircases, assumably going back to his room to change.
I wish to use like looking in a mirror.
Okay.
Did he lie to me about anything? Particularly if he's actually going to contact us?
He's very much interested.
Excellent.
You can straight up tell him that you legitimately shocked him by asking for this, I wouldn't say entirely outlandish, but very like, well, excuse me, what?
What?
Yeah, precisely. He was probably expecting like, hey, I have a startup business.
I made these little trinkets.
Yeah, but yeah, basically.
Small indie train company. It's fine.
The fact that you're trying to compete with something that he's probably already assisting with, but he's not entirely sure like how you're going to do this. He probably has to go look up to see who he even needs to talk to make sure everything is like in order. So you've very much intrigued this individual.
Excellent. All right.
So he peters off to go do his own thing.
I will continue to mingle after that.
Okay.
And if there's any dancing, we'll eventually go do that later.
Excellent. We'll cut to Ogre really quick. Let's see. We'll do this down the middle. So
How popular are the deviled eggs?
fairly. But you can see Vestine is very heavily eyeing the stuffed mushrooms, and as they're finishing up this tray, she's kind of biting one of her nails like, shit, why is someone taking mine? And
Oh no.
there's a group kind of in front, and she's like, well, someone's got to take one. Like they're going to replace the plate soon. So you may choose to take part in this, Ogre, if you wish. Totally up to you. There are going to be 3 individuals that are looking at this plate. The 4 of you can bid as you will, and I'll basically have you do this. You're just going to roll me, we'll say 2d6s. Basically, if you get 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 6, you're basically just bidding on which one of those it is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you tell me, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 6? And then rather than picking one number. And then if you get it right, you will gain actual coin right now.
Of course I do. I'll have to take from my stash if I lose, but that's fine.
Yeah. We'll say you probably brought some cash with you because you were intending to gamble. So you won't lose 2, you only lose 1. So they're only getting 1 coin's worth. Yeah, I'm not going to make you take out 2. That's silly. I'm going to have them bid on their own. So I'm going to roll a die and kind of randomly decide who's going to get what. Let me do that real quick. Wow, that actually ended up almost perfect, didn't it? Okay, sure. Alrighty, good sir. Are you going for 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 6?
Today's been good. I'll go 5, 6.
All right, go 5, 6. Go ahead and roll me 2 d6s.
That's a 6.
That is indeed a 6. Okay.
Easy.
You see various individuals moving about, and they're kind of like, grab this one. And the one that they bet is 1, 2. Is a rather rotund gentleman. He's quite nice looking. He's like, oh, ha 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 ha, and he's like telling a joke, and the group laughs. I imagine Desmond more as like a brick. He's very brick-like.
A brick.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you said you're very
just a
rectangular,
giant
right?
brick.
Yeah,
Yes.
Right. Yeah. You're a big boy.
I'm about as big as a door, basically.
Yeah. I obviously because you're using that art, I'm imagining that particular character from the Spider-Verse one. He was just like a wall. I love that so much. That's kind of what I imagine. So you have presents. This individual takes one of them, stuffs it into his mouth, and very like like licks his fingers and goes, it's delicious. And he kind of heads off and he's like, hurry up, take yours. And then you can see that no one here seems to care. Stev, Mara, and Vistine weren't betting on that individual, so they're like, whatever. And then you see Stev and Mara begin to look for the, take it. And this individual grabs the wrong one again. They both go, shit. As they go, they kind of go to grab their money because they're automatically wrong as they're looking towards both you and Vistine, who apparently voted for the same person. And
Nice.
this second individual kind of grabs at one of them and she puts it in her mouth and goes, oh, delectable. And then she heads off. And then a rather bored looking gentleman, he's kind of like adjusting at his collar. He clearly hasn't gotten much sleep. He's got huge bags under his eyes. And he kind of like runs his fingers through his overly greasy hair and just on it haphazardly just grabs it and just shoves it in his mouth. And he starts like chewing on it. And he kind of licks his teeth. And he's like, I'm making like, like peanut butter. And he's like, what the hell? That's a weird texture. Huh. Strange. And he doesn't really react too much. And Vistine's like waiting, eyes wide. And as you guys are all watching, both Stev and Mark kind of rolling their eyes, as the individual turns to you guys and he's still like licking his teeth, they are completely black. And you can tell he has no idea. And he kind of like moves his mouth a bit real quick. And then you can just see him kind of like poke his teeth real quick and looks at his finger. It doesn't come off. It's stuck to his teeth, whatever it is. And he's just like, oh, whatever. So this dude's now walking around this party with completely pitch black teeth.
Oh, no.
And Miss Dean's just like, yes! And Ogre, go ahead and add 1 coin to your pockets.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, you got it right. And she's having a little giggle fit while Stev and Mara pay the 2 of you. She's like, ha 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 ha, I do it. Cutting back over to Mr. Desmond.
Here we go.
You're kind of what are you currently doing as you're moving about? So kind of focusing on the food. You see Kim do her thing. Ogre's doing God knows what in the corner.
I'm basically hitting all the other targets that we need to have like connections with anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So going around making connections, doing like the I'm not so much here to party, but I'm here for business and to expose myself. Bit nonchalant, not all that interesting, but I'll make small talk.
As you're going about doing this, you take a step and kind of pause for a moment, and you're like, is it hot in here?
Oh no.
Not entirely sure, but you're like, feels a little weird. Your stomach doesn't hurt or anything, but you're a little warm around the collar, maybe. And your tongue kind of has a little tingly feeling to it. Maybe there's something in there you were allergic to. It's nothing horrible, but it's starting to bother you just a wee bit. And as you're looking about and talking to various individuals, you hear a voice ring out from behind you that you recognize. Is that you, Desmond?
Oh no. I was afraid this was going to happen. Desmond is just going to freeze in place and slowly turn around.
As you slowly turn, you see a particular individual that has not come up. Does your party know about this lady?
No, they have never seen her in their life.
Excellent. And you see Nancy.
Nancy?
Nancy
What
goes,
brings you to this party?
quick look up and down. She says, one of my clients invited me to make sure his business deals go about appropriately.
That seems fitting.
What are you doing here?
I'm promoting my new business.
And she kind of narrows her eyes at that and tries to look about the room of like, who did you come in with? She's trying to remember. And during this time, Desmond, you can actually feel yourself kind of beginning to sweat, and your tongue starts to feel kind of heavy in your mouth, and you're not entirely sure like what's happening, but
he's doing his best to like stay calm.
You don't know if it's her or something you ate, but like you can kind of almost feel your tongue swelling as it like tingles a bit, and your collar begins to heat up. And what business would that be precisely?
I've recently come into possession of a bit of a trade business, so to speak.
Wonderfully vague. All above board, I assume?
Of course.
And what trade would this be precisely?
Honestly, whatever we can get our hands on. Mostly paintings, more expensive, accessories. It's good business doing deals with the, higher class.
She nods slowly at that and says, well, I haven't heard from you recently. I assume you've been doing well. Keeping busy, it sounds like.
Yes.
Quick reminder.
You seem to be doing well yourself.
She is quite dressed well, tight-fitting, but appropriate for the situation. What caused you two to break up?
Well, effectively, Desmond went to the dark side so much. While she very much stuck to the slightly less corrupt helping out side of things.
That's kind of what I was feeling, yeah.
She's definitely like a bit pompous and rich and elitist, though, but...
Yeah, she's very much giving you a tone.
There's definitely
like,
some corruption in there.
Yeah, she's giving you a tone of, like, you're keeping above board, and are you sure about that? Like, what's your definition of above board? Is very much the tone of her everything. And she...
I mean, she's never gonna trust Desmond anyway, that's fine.
Yeah. As Nancy kind of looks you up and down, she kind of notices you're sweating quite a bit, and she says, are you sure you're alright? You seem to be... Are you sick?
I might have eaten something wrong. This is a bit weird, honestly.
I wonder how that could have happened.
Or maybe it's just your charming presence. You never know.
Gee, thanks. Haven't seen you in how long? We're already flinging insults. Excellent. And
I'm not insulting you. It's always nice to see you, Nancy.
as you guys say that, Mara is like tapping your shoulder, Ogre, and then she's pointing to Desmond, and she's like giggling to herself. And she says, look at that one.
I'm just like, oh no.
You know what? Can I expend my special armor for this?
Yes, I'll say you can expend that to reduce the effect substantially, yeah.
I'm gonna pull out some random ass medicine that works for like supposedly everything. Take like a quick swig. Tell Nancy to excuse me for a second as I drink it.
Yeah, she gives you a look like, what are you doing? And she sees you like kind of chuck that down real quick, and she's trying her best to sort of ignore you, but is watching you just kind of out of the corner of her eye as you take this. And it takes about a moment, Desmond, but the heat in your collar, whatever swelling it was, seems to have died down. And you feel like if this went on for any longer, you would have had to start like unbuttoning your shirt or something. And talking might have been not necessarily impossible, but incredibly difficult because your tongue just would have been literally just almost too big for your mouth. And you can start to feel the tingling go down, and the swelling begins to just kind of dissipate.
Well, what do you know? Looks like indigestion.
Maybe you shouldn't sample one of everything.
Where's the fun in that, Nancy? You have to go around to live, don't you?
Yes, we all have our various ways of seeing the world, I guess. I just thought I'd say hi, hoping you're keeping out of trouble.
Of course, I would never get in trouble.
And she gives you very much like, of course.
Everything I'm doing with this company is above board and according to the rules. That's why we're here.
And she gives you a very neutral look on that, like, not, I don't believe you, but just kind of like, maybe, but kind of maybe not.
I mean, she probably noticed like the legalese of me saying everything this company is up to.
Very much so, yeah. And she's wondering why you're being so particular with your verbiage, but maybe doesn't have the time necessarily to spare currently, as she looks over your shoulder and she, kind of see where she looks on over, and there's a gentleman saying, hey, come over. I got a question. And she says, well, if you don't mind me, I need to excuse myself for a moment. My client has need of me.
Of course.
Do
You're
enjoy.
here for your job, huh?
Of course, yes. Do enjoy the party and the drinks.
Yes, I think I will. Though I might have to take a cold and early night.
Well, age does it some of us faster than others.
He's gonna turn that back to her. Yes, I can see that.
And she hits you with another one that's like, smiles. And then she
I'll
excuses.
give her like the kind of mean smile back.
Yeah, she
I'm
hits you
just
with one of those
joking,
too.
but actually not.
Yeah. And she hits you back with the same smile, and she kind of and then just kind of walks off to go speak with her client across the room. Back to you, Ogre. Mara's like, what's he doing? What's he drinking? Is he taking his shirt off? God damn it. And Seven Basine kind of looked to her like, does that count? He ate it, but it's not working. And she's kind of like, doing the whole whistle.
I'm
like,
definitely still drenched in sweat. So
oh yeah, definitely, yeah. You look a little awkward. Nancy was mostly interested in like the conversation, but like after a while, she's looking at you like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, what are you doing? It's nowhere near that hot in here. And like there's not really crazy spicy food. You definitely know better. So she's like, okay. And she just kind of heads off to do her thing. And Mara's trying to avoid eye contact with Seven Vistine as they're like, yeah, that doesn't count, does it? Besides that, Desmond, you feel better. Kim, you know that you are in pretty well with Roland. And Ogre, you are slightly richer after having found these three individuals that are sort of gambling off to the side. As this party continues, Kim, I assume you'd kind of watch for Roland. He comes back down this time in I say gold sequence, but you're not entirely sure like what this entirely is made out of. But the lights above reflect off of whatever he is wearing and basically just make him this walking disco ball of light. He's kind of like, hey, and he intentionally like clears his throat very loudly at the like upper veranda before descending the stairs. Like, everyone look at me, please. And some of the lights kind of like shift and move at him, and you can see that there are actually some people up top like working the lights. And he just very casually like, oh, hey, where did this come from? And just walks on down and continues perusing with various folk in this incredibly gaudy suit thing he is wearing. The shoulder pads are far too large.
Definitely extra.
Love it.
That would look great on you, by the way.
Paranoid enough to bring a second pair of clothes himself. Like, if anything, he would probably know that switching clothes like the host would probably be reflected bad on him, so he'd probably just leave.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you'll get Kim's attention and tell him, good work with that. You keep going. I'm gonna have to go whack.
A nod back.
Also, don't eat anything.
Why?
I think someone put something in the food.
Oh, great. All right.
I wonder who that could be.
And you grab nothing, Kim?
Not anymore.
The drink
Excellent.
should be fine, though. I'll look at Kristoff.
I wouldn't trust those either.
Kristoff's in the middle of drinking some wine, and he's like slowly puts it down. And he just looks like, what? Why?
Unless you want to bet Ogre has something to do with this.
What do you mean you have no proof?
He's looking very giggly over there with those people.
What do you mean? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. All right.
We'll also say during this, Vistine probably walked off, and she's like convincing a certain gentleman. He's like, oh no, here, have another drink. Oh, here, have another drink. And then after they finish their conversation, she heads back, and she's just staring at this individual while speaking back to you guys. She's like, I will make him puke by the end of the night if it's the last thing I do.
I like these people.
They both have a giggle at that. Like, she is very, very committed. I think this guy's constitution's a bit higher than that, though. And while you're all kind of digging around, Desmond's heading back. Kim, I assume you're kind of just having a party, doing your thing. Ogre and Kim, do you guys, do anything else before we head out? Technically, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Did we get any crowdsourcing offers?
Would you guys be going around asking for that just now, or just maybe planting the seeds?
I actually feel like
Desmond was definitely coming around with like, we have a business proposal with transport, and might have dropped some hints about a potential train, basically.
planting seeds,
And
yes.
invest in us,
I feel like it would probably hold more ground, though, once we've got something with rolling concrete. Yeah.
Desmond sadly also had to cut it short because apparently he was drugged.
Yes. So this is slightly hard to judge. Normally I wouldn't say this, but Kim and Desmond, roll your speech skill, consort sway, but you cannot push yourself. Kim, because you were speaking with Roland. Desmond, because you had to leave early, and also because you guys don't really have much ground.
Minus 1d for leaving early, actually.
Yeah. I don't like asking for a -1 die, but if you do that, I thumbs up.
Wow. All right, I got distracted with the dancing.
Fair enough. Once again, there's no...
You've got the important guest, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So you very much know that Roland is incredibly interested. We'll say
I was probably also very focused on Roland versus planting seeds.
precisely. And for you, Desmond, you were just jumping from person to person to person while sampling the food, of course. So seeds, as we mentioned, have indeed been planted. Some folks seem interested, but very much like, are you sure you said what you said there? A train?
I left it as vague as possible, and I feigned disinterest in myself. Like, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
You'll see it.
Yeah, so people are, rather than giving you money now, there's whispers. We'll say after you leave, Desmond, Ogre, you hear a couple kind of walk by and say, did you hear that rather large gentleman in the white suit? Something about a train business or something? They're moving like, well, not necessarily product, but like people and planning on selling food and such. And he says, oh, yes, quite strange, as they both walk by you, Ogre. And you think you hear kind of the ass end of a conversation as well, Kim. So there's definitely some kind of in the background. And you guys also pick up a little bit, you too, Desmond, as you are excusing yourself. Someone's like, did you see Roland was speaking with a rather beautiful woman and man, and something about a new train? Like, this is preposterous. Well, if Roland's interested, it clearly must be interesting. So there is rumors going about now, and people seem to be piqued.
And I did nothing to help this.
Or did you?
I mean, I don't see how anything I did would help, but
Did you make money?
Yes.
Boom, baby.
I guess.
I mean, you didn't make it worse, aside from me, I guess, but...
Bingo.
You didn't eat
That's
my
good
stuff
enough.
that I poisoned.
True.
You didn't
You
poison
were going to
Roland.
get poisoned either way.
With that, Ogre, Kim, unless you guys want to do anything else, we can basically say that this party winds itself down until sometime in the early morning. Roland probably switches his outfit one more time. But other than that, people slowly leave. And then the party kind of just dies out. And then when he's done, he's like, all right, everyone, pack it up and leave. We are done. You can head about your way. And then take the food and shit with you. And I don't want the cleanup. Go.
I definitely do not want the food.
I take whatever's left of the poisoned food.
Excellent. All right, and the three you were speaking with, Ogre, we'll say that there are a couple more mishaps. Maybe someone puked in a plant. Maybe someone definitely grabbed whatever you put out, and you saw them just rush to the bathroom. So there good times were had by all.
Nice.
Made slightly richer, Kim, being the wise one that you are, did not consume any food. Christoph looks fairly hungry. He thought there'd be free food here, but he's able to... Yeah.
When this party's over, I'm taking my man out to eat.
Praying that there's no poison food here. No one knows why there'd be poison food. We'll say, as you guys are heading out, you hear some whispers of like, oh god, my stomach was absolutely horrible today. I've got no idea why. just like, oh, it must be me because it's Roland. He's so good with his food, and his chefs are absolutely fantastic. It'd never be his fault, of course. Just someone's having a horrible time, but he's like, oh, it's clearly me. I'm getting old, and my stomach just can't handle the spices.
Perfect.
The clear water canal over here won't be as clear as mine. And
No, someone's like, oh, I'm doing absolutely fine. What do you mean? Just all over the place. just projectile. He pulls a aqua, just rainbows.
Ew.
Oh no.
I love that scene. It's so funny.
It is, yes.
That's such a good scene. Effectively, mission complete. We can swing back to the docks. So interest is piqued. He'll most likely meet with y'all sometime later after, his people speak with your people. They get some things put together. He will assist you with what's going on here, Kim. I will say part of the oomph of this is I'll give you an extra free downtime activity on the train permit.
Oh.
So
okay.
you can roll again on that for free.
Sweet.
Yeah, we'll say with his influence, that got pushed a little bit further. So we'll effectively jump into the downtime phase. We didn't really do anything rep related, so that won't go anywhere. All right, before I forget, I'm going to do this now. You guys have no heat, so tier roll minus heat equals point in downtime. So tier roll is tier 2.
And then Kim gets her free coin.
My free coin.
Yeah, so go to your free coin. Yeah, let me knock this up, and all of you go ahead and think what you're going to do for your downtime. Let me do all the free shit so I don't freaking forget. And that should be 5. I'll go ahead and roll for eggs and scavenging. We got eggs. That's a partial. So that's 2 pips. That'll give us 1 more coin in the vault. And then for scavenging, we'll roll 2 as well. There's never actually a failure, so it's 1 tick. Let's do your free train permit now, real quick, Kim. So go ahead and roll that. All right, that is 3 pips. That was the free one. So now we are on actual... Oh, no, one more. This one literally can't fail. Funny. So we'll discuss what happens with the train overgrowth in a moment when the boys come back. But to your guys' knowledge, they have effectively cut away everything they possibly can. I'll roll one more thing. We'll do that after it officially finishes, but we'll deal with that in a heartbeat. So in terms of downtime activities, what do you guys want to do? We'll start with Ogre this time.
Oh boy, I'm not going to de-stress, that's for sure. I only got
Smart.
2. So I'm probably just going to work on my thing. My blueprint.
Alrighty.
I have to roll study.
What are you hunting? Hey!
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Well, this blueprint is technically complete with just one. Did you do it again?
Yes, he did.
Your first one was a 6, wasn't it?
Yep.
Boy, you are about to get some bad luck at some point. I don't know
He
in which
already got some
game.
pretty bad luck. But
I don't know
I
in which
usually
game.
have bad luck, so
You have been stabbed the most, and you do have the most trauma. So never mind. Maybe it's just we squeeze all the bad luck out. We just got good now.
like the
Alright.
weird part is
Wait.
any roll you've done this week has been terrible.
No, right. All right, this is no longer the blueprint. This is going to be the craft. So, as mentioned before, you can determine what the blueprint was for, and then we'll get to the actual crafting bit.
I will train, I guess.
And Kim, how about you?
Well, I also have 2 stress, so I don't want to de-stress. I think I want to train abilities.
Oh, you actually already have an ability you haven't chosen yet.
Yeah, I know. I'll pick it after, and then I'll train twice.
Okay. So add experience for that, and then pick one out, and then Desmond.
I still have to go to the doctor, so I'm gonna do
Oh.
that once at least.
Sure, that'll be easy. So that is a 3 die. This one cannot fail.
Gotta get my stitches out.
All right, so that is 2 pips. And then stitched back is no longer good, sir. That ache is gone.
Yes, I
Your
can
rolls are
finally
back to normal.
rotate the full 35 degrees again or something.
Excellent.
For the rest, honestly,
You can assist with the train permit if you wish.
yes, I guess I'll help with that.
Ooh.
Nice.
All right. For the time being, I'll actually leave both of the train overgrowth and the train permit maxed out just to signify that something needs to be done to get to the next phase. But that is train permit basically 1. And then we'll get to the second part next week when we give that a poke.
I guess I'll just train something. The question is what?
While you're deciding that, let me go ahead and roll on the entanglements. You guys do indeed get to choose between the 2. We got Rivals and the Unquiet Dead. So I'll just read basically the downside of it. Forfeit 1 rep or 1 coin per tier of the rival, or stand up to them and lose 1 status with them. The other one is... this one's new, actually. Okay. A rogue spirit is drawn to you. Perhaps it's a past victim. Acquire the services of a whisper or a railjack to attempt to destroy or banish it, or deal with it yourself. So basically, a rogue spirit will be drawn to you guys, or a neutral faction throws their weight around. They threaten you, a friend, a contact, or one of your vice purveyors.
Rogue spirit. Ogre wants to couch those things, right?
It actually makes sense.
Yes, more
Didn't-
fuel.
Takes hours as well.
It quite literally says acquire the services of a whisper, which is what you are, to destroy or banish it, or deal with it yourself. Let me
Put
jot
him in a
that
bottle.
down. Put him in a bottle and see what happens. But it's a good thing you stuffed Thorn in a bottle,
Why?
because it probably would have been him.
Yeah. I mean, it can still be one of other Thorn's friends.
Is it going to be that cop I killed? No.
Could be that guy as well, yeah.
Might be.
The one that we literally squashed.
Would they not have snagged his spirit like right away?
Potentially. I mean, the guys did come for him, I think.
Yeah.
Indeed, you guys booked it. The bells rang out, and they should have gotten there.
Like, it could have been one of the guys in the prison break.
Oh, actually, we've killed a lot of people, so never mind. It could be anyone.
You're like, who have we killed? That one blue coat? Oh, and
Oh, yeah.
that was a bomb, wasn't it? Shit.
All the people that died with the bomb when we raided our new stronghold.
Indeed.
It took them this long to find us because they were busy hunting us down.
They didn't know it was us either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Except for potentially the guy that Ogre one-shot with his rifle. Or his storm power, I guess.
He was playing Thor. Just hiding up, just bzz, 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 bzz. I got finger guns. Okay, excellent. Okay, we'll do experience backward as well, starting with Mr. Ogre. All right, number 1, knowledge or arcane power.
No, not really.
Okay. Excellent. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Yes.
Indeed. Did you struggle with an issue from your vice or trauma with the session?
I don't know if struggle's the right word.
I don't know if struggle's the right word, but you definitely put yourself in a situation that could have gotten you kicked out, so I'm going to say yes.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
going to say that.
Because if you messed that up, that would have been horrible.
I would have been furious.
Especially if you, yeah, so like I said before, putting yourself in a position that can potentially not like ruin everything, but can potentially ruin
Ruined.
everything. Yeah. Definitely counts.
Worth
So
it.
yeah, so overall, Ogre, I would say 3 experience.
Okay.
And then Kim, same for you. Deception or influence?
Yes.
Definitely, yeah. Beliefs and all that?
Yes.
I would say
Okay.
multiple times, honestly, for her thingy.
For the first one, deception and influence?
Deception and influence.
Yeah, so, yeah, same. So we'll do 2 experience for that one. 1 experience for beliefs. And did you struggle with vice or trauma?
Struggled?
I'd say probably not, because you didn't struggle with it being reckless or any of your luxuries.
Yeah, I'd say probably not.
Okay, so then plus the 1 extra, that should be 4 experience for you. And Desmond, good sir. Challenge, calculation, and conspiracy.
Probably multiple times.
Yes, I would say 2 for that one as well. Beliefs.
When I met Nancy, I guess.
Oh, that was definitely something, yeah.
So,
By the way, did
Nice.
did I happen to see him talking to her?
Were you
Or-
trying to hide it, Desmond?
No.
I'd say you probably saw him talking to someone, yeah. He looked uncomfortable. You can't tell if it was from the food or the
I mean,
conversation.
she probably saw me talking with a lot of people.
Yeah. So you definitely saw it, but maybe you can't connect 2 and 2.
Okay.
You end up with 3 somehow. So I would say overall, Desmond, 4.
I mean, I also struggled with an issue for my vice or my trauma in this case.
Oh, 5 then. Yep, 5. There we go.
All because Ogre.
Excellent.
What do you mean? I didn't poison that food. That was one of the other people.
Yes, but
Close
Desmond
enough.
is aware that this is a game. So he knows that if you didn't have that vice, it would have never happened.
And
I
then
don't know
we'll
what you're
add,
talking about.
and then we'll add 3 crew experience because 2 plus the 1 bonus one I've been giving you guys just to speed that up just a wee bit. So they haven't leveled, but we got a little more. And on it, like I said, no rep because we didn't really put our name out there in that sense. Other than that,
5, damn it. That's a lot of XP, though.
I know, right? I believe we're gravy. Ogre just needs to think of what he wants to craft now that he has it ready, and I will adjust this wheel if it's harder or easier depending on the thing you're trying to craft.
Well, now I kind of want to do the one thing that lets me like put my soul into stuff because I'm gonna be the train conductor. So when I die, just put my soul in the train. I can run it forever.
Wow. Talk about workaholic.
I would say that is incredibly strange and complex, which
I know.
which
It's
very much
in
fits
line
you.
with Ogre.
Yes. We'll go ahead and nail it to being that essentially, and we'll sort of treat it like the backpack. We'll say once this is crafted, Ogre, I'm not going to have you roll more downtime activities because that feels like a waste for you. We'll just say that you have this thing and you can't like practice putting your soul in something. You'll just die. So maybe you like have the blueprint, you have the thing once this finishes, of course, and then you kind of just keep practicing it, nailing it down, and you have until you die of old age, which is nowhere near now because you're such a young, beautiful gentleman.
Yep.
Precisely. You are the most finessed person ever, Desmond.
I'm like the most graceful brick in existence.
Exactly.
I just got 3 in finesse.
You soar like an angel.
I only needed 1 more point and I got like a total of 7 that I could assign, so straight to 4.
Most excellent. Alrighty. With everything distributed, we'll go ahead and pause there, and then next week we will discuss what's going to occur with the train overgrowth being cleared out and our train permit.